Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room, hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV. Listen, I saw this and I had to share it. So Toya and Quad, these two clearly will never be friends, and I'm okay with it. I am completely fine with that. I've seen it from the very first episode of the first season of Married to Medicine. And I think they've tried, they had their moments here and there, but for the most part, these two will never be friends. But I'm just going to say it like this. I feel like, not saying Toya is perfect, so please, sometimes I feel like, why do I have to preface things when I'm trying to make a point about one thing? Because saying one thing about one thing doesn't mean that the other thing is perfect or whatever, or you don't have any type of difference of opinion or whatever about the other, right? I'm just basically sharing my opinion about what I see. So what I'm saying is, to me, it just seems like Quad is a hard person to be a friend to. Now, I've seen a lot of people make comments about her being a narcissist. I don't know. She could be, but she definitely is somebody that I feel doesn't really take accountability for the most part. And it's an annoying thing when someone is wrong about something, or someone, or some people, or some situations. And instead of just sitting in that and saying, you know what? I was wrong. I apologize. That just wasn't right. They have to go into, but you hurt me too. So what? And I'm not saying that it's okay for that person to be hurt, but if you're apologizing and it's true and it's genuine, then you don't go into, well, what the other person did to you. Well, I'm going to apologize, but look, you did. See, you just kind of eliminated it. Don't even apologize. Just stand in what you're going to stand in, like Quad did on the last season's reunion when she was accusing Toya and Eugene of having something to do with having Anila's home broken into. Now, she didn't say that they both put on their ski masks and had their javelin hooks and was throwing it up at the window and climbing up and getting through the windows and all that other stuff. But she definitely was insinuating that they had something to do with it. And we know Toya's former friend, Carrie, she tried to say something about Toya having something to do with it too, which I didn't feel was right. But anyway, Quad, she did a post. I believe it was either on Threads or on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, but X. And she said, it's a shame when people have mentally built so much hatred towards you. No matter what you do, they find fault. You can give them a kidney today, and they will say, why didn't you give it to me last week? Never focusing on the fact you just gave them a better quality of life. Now, I don't know who the heck she's talking about. I really don't. I could sit and make guesses, but it doesn't really matter because I can't stand when people do stuff like this. If you're speaking about a person and most people kind of know, or they think they know who you're talking about, just call it out. Don't come out here doing these shady or shaded posts where you're not just calling it or calling them or he or she out on the stuff that you can't stand. When you want to say it's so shameful, But Toya, she commented on it. And I got this actually from OMFG Reality TV's blog on Instagram. They shared this post that she shared on X. So it was on X. And Toya, she commented on that post on the OMFG Instagram blog. And she said, now this sounds like something at I Love Mariah should be saying to at Absolutely Quad. Let's stop with the gaslighting. And you know something? I cannot say that I am in any way pissed about what Toya did, because one, she put an ad on it, and two, Quad, she's coming out here to do this soliloquy post to talk about what a shame it is when people do this or people do that, but you're not putting any names on it. And you didn't even have to ask the person to put a name on it, but it's annoying, especially at this point in time when we kind of already, most people feel like they know who you're talking about. I don't know. She could be talking about Phaedra. She could be talking about Dr. Simone or Toya. She could be talking about all three or two out of the three. I don't know. But it doesn't even really matter because she's not calling anybody out. And I do agree with Toya when she added Mariah. And she said, now this sounds like something at I Love Mariah should be saying to Quad. Let's stop with the gaslighting, because that really is true. Like if you look at the post, and she wrote, it's a shame when people have mentally built so much hatred towards you. No matter what you do, they find fault. You can give them a kidney today, and they will say, why didn't you give it to me last week? Never focusing on the fact you just gave them a better quality of life. Girl, if that don't sound like Mariah and what she could have said to Quad, which she probably did, and not just in those words. But yeah, because I do believe Mariah about Quad sleeping on her sister or cousin's sofa or love seat or whatever. I do believe that stuff. I don't believe that Mariah was lying about that. Do I believe that Mariah had to share that information? No, she didn't. But it is something that she held on for a while. And some people tried to make it seem like, oh, well, Mariah just wanted a lapdog. And the person I believe that says that the most or insinuates that, maybe not in those words, is Quad. Because Quad tried to make it seem like Mariah got jealous of her, wanted her to be her understudy. You know, one of those people where it's like, I want to see you do good as long as you're not doing better than me or you're not superseding me. I don't believe that Mariah had those types of feelings. Now, do I feel like Mariah felt like Quad started smelling herself and was just getting a bit obnoxious? I do believe that. I do believe that because she did come across as a fan favorite after the first season. It's true because but I like Mariah too. I wouldn't say that I like Quad more than Mariah, but I liked both of them, and I love to see the two of them, how they were interacting with each other. Like, it was fun to me. That was fun. It was enjoyable to watch and see, and I felt like it was genuine, especially when Mariah and Toya started fighting, and they both they both fell in the pool, and Quad was like a little guard dog, like a little guard dog, not a German Shepherd, but like a little guard dog, where she was trying to get at her, like yep, 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 you know. But she was like, oh no, no, But I felt like it was genuine because she was trying to get her girls back. You know what I'm saying? So I just believe that because of the people that were reaching out to Quad, wanted to kind of hitch their trailer to her, whatever, so that they could be along for the ride, not just to just be users, but to say, I helped this lady to elevate even more because I saw something in her. I believe that there were people who were probably in Quad's ear spouting off a lot of things that just were not really true about Mariah to make it seem like Mariah was jealous of her or, you know, these types of things, because people do stuff like this. And that's why I feel that Quad is a bit delusional when it comes to stuff like that, not really realizing that people do stuff like this all the time to divide the division of it all. They don't really like to see the dynamic duos and, you know, different things like that. So they will put little bugs in your ear. Oh, you know, she said this, right? Well, she told such and such that. Well, I heard her say, well, you know, she doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Saying these things that Mariah didn't really say. And then she gets it in her ear. It goes to her heart and in her spirit. And she starts looking at her different and feeling like Mariah is, trying to sabotage her, or she's jealous of her, and all this other stupid mess. But to hear what she wrote, read, I should say, what she wrote, that you could take Quad's name and handle off of that post, put it on Mariah's social media, and that could definitely be something that Mariah could have said and can say about Quad. So that was just absolutely ridiculous to me when I saw that. I just had to share it with you guys because I was like, the nerve. Like, girl, who are you talking about? And hey, maybe it is somebody that she has in her family or really close circle of friends that we don't know about, because she never really showcased her real life on Married to Medicine, except for her buying this home that she said she did all on her own without the help of any man, didn't have to be in a relationship to do it. But then we know Heavenly has said that she's been taking all these trips over to Africa. I don't know which country in Africa, trying to get her African man. So anyway, I just was like, wow, maybe there is somebody in her family that she's speaking about, or in her close circle of friends that we don't ever really get to see, because we know that these ladies are not her real, genuine friends. She's made that clear. She's there for the check. So when I saw that, I was like, wow, this is why it's really hard for people to root for Quad, because it's like the audacity. Are you serious right now? So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that real quick, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.